this channel, you have a right to voice your complaints with the station management. Should you not be satisfied with the response or action taken, you can escalate your matter to the Communications Commission at PO Box 7811 Babani. Call 2406 7000 or send an email to info@escom.org.za. For more information, visit www.escom.org.za.
Mswatu ingozi thula akayithathe akahambe nayo akayithathe yenza bakewone akayithathe
You're watching the Tuesday edition of Market View. I am Natalie Sitole and welcome to the program. Many farmers and agribusinesses in the country to date still face challenges in accessing reliable markets, affordable financing, and the digital tools needed to compete in an increasingly global connected economy. In a significant move, the National Agricultural Marketing Board, NAMPOD, and the African Electronic Trade Group, the AE Trade Group, have signed a memorandum of understanding that seeks to transform the agricultural landscape through digital trade, market access, and financial inclusion. The partnership brings together NAMPOD's expertise in farmer development and market facilitation with AE Trade Group's Pan-African digital trade and financial ecosystem. But what does this partnership really mean, and how will digital platforms improve market access? We will speak to the Chief Executive Officer of NAMPOD, Bekizwe Mazia, here on the program today. But first, let's get you up to speed with some of the latest in business. In our business stories, we'll begin here. The Eswatini Stock Exchange market capitalization value increased by 1.64% from over 6.9 billion emalangeni at the end of the first quarter of this year to over 7 billion emalangeni at the end of the second quarter. Maibongwe Mazia, Monitoring and Surveillance Officer at the Eswatini Stock Exchange, unpacks the second quarter report covering April to June this year and explains what this growth means for especially local businesses.
The market capitalization increase in the month of June was primarily driven by the appreciation in share prices in Nedbank, which rose from 16 emalangeni 50 cents to 17 emalangeni 20 cents, and Royal Eswatini Sugar, which increased from 17 emalangeni to 18 emalangeni cents over the period of June. On the All Share Index, viewers at home should think of the ESE All Share Index as the stock market thermometer. Just like as a thermometer measures your body temperature to help you tell you whether you might be sick or healthy, the All Share Index measures the overall performance of the stock market. If the index is going up, it shows that market is doing well. If it goes down, it suggests the market is not performing as strongly. The ESC All Share Index increased from 493.16 points at the end of May 2026 to 501.25 points at the end of June 2026. This represents a monthly-on-month increase of 1.64%, reflecting an improved performance in the local stock market. On a yearly basis, Greystone Partners recorded the highest annual gain at 15.38%, followed by Nedbank at 14.67%, SBC Limited at 13.89%, and REST at 5.88%. On trading activity, shares worth approximately 110,000 were traded during the month of June, with more than 41,500 shares exchanging hands. Trading improved compared to May, although it remained below the same period last year. On the corporate bond market, corporate bonds are debt instruments issued by companies to raise money from investors. So instead of corporates going to the bank to borrow money, a company borrows directly from the public or institutional investors by issuing bonds. As of the end of June 30, 2026, the total value of corporate bonds decreased by 11.67% from 2.107 billion at the end of May 2026 to 1.861 billion at the end of June 26. The decline in the value of corporate bonds was mainly attributed to the value of maturing bonds exceeding that of newly commenced bonds, as only one bond began trading while 6 bonds matured during the period under review, which is the month of June. On government bonds, the outstanding government bonds increased to approximately 7.75 billion, representing growth of 6.83%. One new government bond and 4 reopening bonds issues commenced trading. A bond reopening, Nelsiwe, is the process whereby an issuer issues additional bonds under an existing bond series. Rather than creating a completely new bond, the new issued bonds have the same terms and conditions as the original bond. Performing capital markets has significant benefits for both local businesses and the Eswatini. It enables businesses to raise capital more easily through the issuance of shares and bonds, allowing them to expand operations, invest in new projects, improve productivity, and create employment opportunities for Eswatini. As business grow, they contribute to economic development by increasing production, generating tax revenue, and attracting both local and foreign investment. For Eswatini, a strong market provides opportunity to invest and build wealth, improve returns on pension and retirement savings, and supports job creation through business expansion. Overall, a healthy capital market promotes economic growth, enhances investor confidence, and contributes to improved living standards across the country.
The Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade has reported that 5 major projects advanced to implementation phase, representing 7.4 billion emalangeni in investments and an estimated 4,850 job opportunities in their first quarter performance report. The report states that Taxrate Group committed over 1 billion emalangeni as the anchor investor for the Taiwan Innovation Industrial Park, marking a significant step in attracting high-value investments. The ministry has further reported that IBA was designated as the national focal point for investment matters under the AFCFTA Protocol on Investment, strengthening Eswatini's role in regional trade integration. 18 companies successfully accessed international markets through exhibitions in Taiwan, generating approximately 2 million malangeni in potential export orders. 20 trade inquiries were resolved, achieving a 100% response rate and enhancing business support services. 8 enterprises participated in the Royal Signature Expo, with women-owned businesses representing 37% of participants, exceeding the strategic target. The ministry's report states that 35 companies were registered on the Buy Eswatini Shop platform, expanding digital market access for local businesses. Key project developments reported by the Ministry of Commerce include a 28-hectare site handed over to contractors for the Manzini Arch project, construction tender awarded for the Manzini Mall project, metal foundry plant commissioned at Eswatini, Tamela Solar PV project reached financial close with a signed power purchase agreement and site commissioning completed. Advanced negotiations underway for the Rescorp Solar PV project. Letter of intent signed by Texray Group for the Taiwan Innovation Industrial Park. The feasibility studies for the agro-industrial park continue to progress. And lastly, prototype online banking management system developed and presented, and funding proposals submitted to development partners for the FMCG shelf space study, states that report by the Ministry of Commerce. And that is your business brief this afternoon. After the break, we speak to CEO of NAMBOARD. Stay with us.
Those that are in pain must forget all the problems they have. Because the things of the earth have got no answer. But the answer that we have is all morning. When I'm preaching here, I'm preaching to myself. I receive the Holy Spirit.
I declare that a turnaround is coming my way.
Turnaround is coming in my life.
Hello to all the viewers of Eswatini TV in the kingdom and beyond. Eswatini TV is regulated by the Eswatini Communications Commission through the Broadcasting Code and Broadcasting Guidelines. Under these instruments, the station commits to broadcasting information and news that have been fact-checked, programs and content in respectful language with no elements of hate speech, violence or sexual activity. If you hear any unsuitable content on this channel, you have a right to voice your complaints with the station management. Should you not be satisfied with the response or action taken, you can escalate your matter to the Communications Commission at PO Box 7811 Babani. Call 2406 7000 or send an email to info@esccom.org.za. For more information, visit www.esccom.org.za.
Welcome back. On to this now. The National Agricultural Marketing Board, NAMBOARD, and the African Electronic Trade Group, AE Trade Group, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, that marks the beginning of a new and strategic partnership. The AE Trade Group is a pan-African social enterprise and digital trade system designed to boost intra and inter-African commerce. So what does this partnership really mean for farmers, cooperatives and agribusinesses? How will digital trade and financial inclusion create new opportunities, and what impact could this collaboration have on agricultural market access? NAMPO's Chief Executive Officer, Begizwe Mazia, joins us via video link to explore the vision behind this partnership, its objectives and what stakeholders can expect in the coming months. Mkango, good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time. So this MOU is set to leverage digital trade. Why exactly has NAMPO decided to partner with the AE Trade Group?
Thank you, Story. Good afternoon, and good afternoon as well to the listeners. And thanks for the opportunity to discuss this item with you. Yes, as NAMPOT, we have decided to partner with the AE Trade so that we leverage on the various opportunities that are there in their service provision, so that ultimately Eswatini farmers could also benefit from this partnership, as well as the services that are offered by the AE Trade Group. In particular, it is because of the alignment of our mandate as well as their mandate as well, where we found the synergies as the two entities, hence the partnership.
You speak of opportunities existing under partnership with the AE Trade Group. What are some of those that local farmers will find themselves benefiting from?
Thank you, Stolen. I think first and foremost, as you are aware, that NAMPOT is a National Agricultural Marketing Board. Our role it is to facilitate marketing for local farmers so that they access both local and export markets. So one of the opportunities includes that AE Trade Group is an e-platform organization that also facilitates intercontinental as well as regional market access. As NAMPOT, by partnering with AE Trade Group, it means our farmers are also now going to leverage on the market opportunities within the region and beyond the region through the platforms provided by AE Trade Group. Moreover, AE Trade Group also provides capacity building to small businesses. As you are aware, most of our farmers are small scale in their nature. So by collaborating with AE Trade Group, our smallholder farmers are also going to benefit from the capacity building in terms of business acumen, business management in general, as well as expansion of their businesses. So it is expected that the farmers would also benefit in terms of that capacity for their growth and expansion. They also provide financial access services, where we also expect that the farmers would also tap into those opportunities, which comes in form of loans as well as grants that will enable the farmers to expand their businesses, grow their businesses, and put them in better position to trade even with greater markets.
Mkango, regional collaboration continues to expand under the AfCFTA, and with that said, there's growing emphasis on enabling farmers to participate more effectively in cross-border trade. How do you see this partnership between NAMPOD and the AE Trade Group strengthening the role of farmers in regional and continental trade?
Thank you, Solem. One of the challenges we are currently facing as NAMPOD is that most of the produce that we aggregate does not meet the capacity that is required by the regional markets in particular. Now, we, in most cases, rely on aggregators that are mostly in South Africa, who then aggregate the produce with other farmers in South Africa to meet the capacity that will enable exportation of the produce. So by partnering with the AE Trade Group, we are going to automatically benefit from the already established synergies and aggregations that is already there, so that our farmers' produce gets direct market to regional markets and abroad as well. So moreover, they also provide online marketing platforms where our farmers will be able to upload their produce availability and link directly with the market such that they would be in a position to communicate directly with the markets, those that would build capacity to that extent without having to be coordinated by NAMPOD. So in that way, the farmers have a long-term and lasting relationship with regional markets.
Digital trade platforms rather are increasingly being used across the continent to connect farmers directly with buyers. I'm just looking at Eswatini, the local agricultural economy. We are a population of 1.3 million. Figure of numbers less than, a figure of farmers less than that number, and at the same time we are in some way making progress towards digital innovation. Given this MOU, can you tell us how digital trade is expected to change the way farmers access markets and grow their businesses to beyond the borders of Eswatini?
Thank you. You will recall, Tiane, that NAMPOD established a system that a marketing platform that we call Eswatini Horticulture Information System, EHIS. The very reason for development of that system was to enhance digital trade. However, it was focused on within the country. So now, by the digital trade platforms that are availed by AE Trade Group, first and foremost, the young people, the young farmers who are techno-savvy are going to find this platform very convenient for them to be in a position to showcase their products to the external markets and be in a position to link directly with them through these platforms. Moreover, marketing is quite an expensive initiative to market your product, or however demand it could be. But marketing is, in its nature, an expensive pursuit. So if the farmers are now enrolled in digital trade platforms, they minimize costs to a greater extent because they will do their marketing in the comfort of their homes, in the comfort of their farms, and be able to access and secure market deals with the external markets. So it makes it easy. They access markets right from their hands. Moreover, they'll also be in a position to expand their businesses by accessing those digital trade platforms, where some of the markets are going to also invest in seeing those opportunities and invest in their businesses. So it is opening more than anything, it is opening more and more opportunities for the farmers at almost no cost to them. They only require data to be connected and be online in order to leverage on these platforms. And one would say in a nutshell, digital marketing is now the way to go. So the earlier farmers start enrolling and integrating themselves into these platforms, the better for them for future markets.
Right. Thank you very much, Bhekizwe. We hope that we'll speak to you again soon. That was Bhekizwe Mazia, Chief Executive Officer of NAMPOD, just unpacking the recently signed MOU with that NAMPOD signed with the AE Trade Group to advance digital trade, market access, and financial inclusion for local farmers. The show continues after this. We're back with economist Anneli Sibia.
Attention retailers, importers, clearing agents, and customs brokers. All television sets and decoders entering the Kingdom of Eswatini now require mandatory ESTVA authorization before customs clearance. No clearance without valid ESTVA import permit. Don't risk delays at the border. Submit your application 24 to 48 hours before your shipment arrives. We process complete applications in just 1 to 2 working days. Our QR-coded permits make the verification quick and easy. Always double-check your HS codes and quantities for smooth compliance. The process is simple. Step 1. Submit your completed application form. Annex A with product line items for TVs, decoders, and commercial invoice. Step 2. Eswatini TV reviews and approves. Step 3. Make payment and complete verification. Step 4. Receive your permit. Step 5. Clear customs smoothly at the border. Make sure you have all your required documents, a completed application form, Annex A detailing your product line items, commercial invoice, valid TV retailer license, and letter of authority if applicable. Our permits feature QR codes for easy border verification. For assistance, email us at license@eswatinitv.co.sz or call our help desk. Apply before your shipment arrives. Ensure compliance and avoid delays. Remember, all TV sets and decoders entering the Kingdom of Eswatini must have a valid ESTVA import permit. Thank you. Act now.
Welcome back. Moving on with the program, economist Sanele Sibia joins me in the studio for Market Insights. Mr. Sibia, good afternoon. Good to see you. What are we observing today?
Thank you, Notsile. Good afternoon to you, and also good afternoon to the viewers. As overall in markets, we are still observing the fact that markets remain subdued to those geopolitical tensions, and we do have an ongoing tech sell-off. So all of those are factors that are coming into the markets, and markets are valuing those quite heavily right now, and such that we are in the middle of earnings season, but it seems that markets have shifted away from those earnings to those geopolitical tensions and to see what the resolution is going to be. So starting with the US, we can see that we are red across the board, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average losing 307 points in today's trade, the Nasdaq Composite Index losing 12 points, and the Standard & Poor's Index losing 14 points. But we are just waiting to see what's going to happen in terms of those numbers, in terms of the progression in the Middle East peace talks. And then coming into the European markets, what we are seeing there is what I'd call a fall screen, just a bit of a rebound, but markets remain below their 2-week average, and they remain below what the numbers we were seeing last week, with London, just flatlining at around 35 points, at around the 10,500 mark, 35 points up. The DAX in Germany struggling to get back to the 25,000 mark, gaining 116 points in today's trade, and the CAC 40 in Paris is actually just up at 24 points. Again, you can see the weight that the geopolitical tensions has on markets, and investors are just playing a wait and see and buying off a dip. So it's just one of those what you'd call a flat line overall, but on a daily basis you would seem there is a bit of movement because investors are taking a bit of an informed guess there. In Asia, again, what we are seeing, same subdued activity, with just the Nikkei going back to that 66,000 mark. Remember yesterday we were sitting at that 64,000 mark, so it's just that minor correction. But the fact that we're not going back to that 70,000 zone shows the weight of these geopolitical tensions and the tech sell-off that we are continuing to see. Hong Kong, the property bubble there continues to drag markets down, down 10 points in today's trade, and the Shanghai Composite Index is slightly up 8 points in today's trade, but struggling to get back to that 4,000 mark. Now, this is albeit the fact that we have a government backed buy-up of stock. So you can see the weight that this geopolitical tensions and uncertainty has on markets. Coming into South Africa, Again, the South African Stock Exchange is below the 110,000 mark. And remember, before the war, before everything happened, we were at the 120,000 mark. So now we saw the vulnerabilities of the South African economy to those oil prices. Right now, with oil just at the edge of that $90 per barrel mark, you can see that markets are really just responding to that. We're seeing, oil is sitting at $89.60 per barrel in today's trade, showing that, markets are continuing to price in continued strikes between US and Iran. And then in terms of gold, we're seeing gold continuing on an uptick with a recalibration of inflation fears into the markets. And when you come into Eswatini, we have not seen any change in today's markets following that upsurge to 105.77 that we saw yesterday. And in terms of the currencies, we are on a relatively stronger footing today, trading at 16.42 to the dollar, trading at 18.77 to the euro, and trading at 9.91 to the Japanese yen. Now that is largely supported by that minor uptick and that small uptick that we are seeing in the price of gold, and the anticipation that if these geopolitical tensions continue, we might see gold continuing an upward surge. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Spear. That was economist Anela Spear chiming in on insights in terms of markets today. This has been the Tuesday edition of Market View. Thank you for your company. Until next time. Bye-bye.